The Israeli-Palestinian conflict has once again erupted into violence, claiming lives and causing widespread destruction. The relentless bombings have shattered any semblance of peace, leaving communities in ruins. Recent events, marked by airstrikes and ground offensives, have sparked international condemnation and fears of a wider conflict. The world watches anxiously as tensions escalate. Israel, citing security concerns, has employed targeted assassinations and military incursions aiming to neutralize threats. Hamas remains entrenched in its resistance, vowing to defend Palestinian lands at all costs, further fueling the cycle of violence. Innocent civilians are caught in the crossfire, bearing the brunt of the violence, their lives forever changed. The international community has issued urgent calls for restraint and de-escalation, urging both sides to come to the negotiating table. Can this latest chapter of violence be contained, or will it further entrench the cycle of hostility? The future remains uncertain as the world hopes for peace. Israel launched a precision airstrike in Beirut, targeting a high-ranking Hezbollah commander. The strike, widely condemned, marked a significant escalation and underscored Israel's military reach. Israel aimed to degrade Hezbollah's operational capabilities and disrupt its command structure. However, the strike exposed the risks of targeting individuals in civilian areas. Civilian casualties and collateral damage reignited the debate over proportionality and the use of force. The incident raised concerns about the potential for spillover and further conflict. In Gaza, Israel launched a ground offensive into the densely populated Rafah region. Fierce clashes resulted in heavy casualties and worsened the humanitarian situation. Israel aimed to degrade Hamas's military capabilities while Hamas vowed to resist. The offensive highlighted the brutal realities of urban warfare, with civilians caught in the crossfire. Widespread destruction and displacement further strained ceasefire agreements. The cycle of violence in Gaza underscores the urgent need for a political solution. The latest escalation has been met with concern and condemnation from the international community. Calls for an immediate ceasefire and dialogue have been widespread. The United Nations Security Council has struggled to reach a consensus on a resolution. The United States faces pressure to mediate a ceasefire and address root causes. European nations and Arab states have expressed concerns about the violence and its impact on civilians. The lack of a unified stance hampers efforts to de-escalate the situation. The conflict has exacted a heavy toll on civilians, particularly in Gaza, where daily life has been upended by constant violence and destruction. The enclave faces a dire humanitarian crisis, with shortages of essential supplies and widespread displacement. Basic necessities like food, water, and medical care are in critically short supply. The trauma of war has had a devastating impact on the well-being of the Palestinian population, leaving deep psychological scars that affect both young and old. The conflict's spillover into neighboring countries raises concerns about regional instability as tensions escalate and borders become flashpoints for further violence. Refugee displacement has strained resources and exacerbated tensions in host countries, leading to overcrowded camps and limited access to essential services. The cycle of violence fuels fear, mistrust, and animosity, hindering reconciliation and making peace efforts increasingly difficult. The psychological scars of war will haunt the region for generations, affecting the mental health and future prospects of countless individuals. As the dust settles, the international community must forge a path towards peace, a journey that requires patience, understanding, and unwavering commitment. The recent violence underscores the urgent need to address the root causes of the conflict, which have festered for decades, causing immense suffering and instability. A lasting solution requires addressing issues such as security, borders, settlements, and refugees, all of which are deeply intertwined and complex. Dialogue, compromise, and recognition of the other side's humanity are essential. These elements form the foundation of any meaningful peace process. The international community must facilitate dialogue and provide humanitarian assistance, ensuring that those affected by the conflict receive the support they need to rebuild their lives. A lasting solution requires the courage and leadership of both Israelis and Palestinians, who must be willing to take bold steps towards reconciliation. Only then can the cycle of violence be broken and a future of peace and prosperity be built, where future generations can live without fear and with hope for a better tomorrow.